one of us and trust our New Year was. Hello, viewers. Hello, people. Hello, everyone out there. Good day. And this is Barrister Ukonu Mercy. And I really want to say a very big happy new year to each and every one of us. And I hope we had a wonderful Xmas and a wonderful a new year. And I really want to say that I miss you all. And Pastor Chris, I want to say a very big happy new year to you too. And I want to say that I miss everyone on Kingdom Radio and all the people out there, the viewers and all the fans in the page on the page. And I really welcome us to today's Brain Box series. It's Barrister Ukonu Messi, and I just something a topic I would just like us to look at was this the beginning of the year, and they said the beginning of a thing always affects a start of a thing is always like a magic, and it has a way of inputting in whatever thing that transcend into whether us achieving our goals, our dreams, or whatever thing that we are set out for ourselves to do for the year. And you know, this is a new beginning, is a new season. Everything about it is new, so I wouldn't want us to be take it trivially, trivialize it, but I would like us to take it with more seriousness and be serious about the year, because whether you've arranged your dream or you've arranged your goals or you've set it out and you've started applying it, it all boils down whether you've not, it's still not late to start. So today's Brain Box series, I would like us to be looking at a topic titled look ahead and be optimistic. We need to understand that in everything that we do in life, it's all about being optimistic about everything that we do. And we need to note the fact that there's an adage which says that that which is ahead of you is greater than that which is behind you. Now, yes, a past, people will say that past makes a part of the present, but that does not go to show that we need to look at, dwell on it. Now, we need to understand that that which is before you this year is greater than that which is behind you. Now, you need to note that you can never move ahead in life. You can never attain great heights in life looking downward, looking down. The only thing you can feel is for you to feel dizzy. There's no way you can move ahead in life looking downward. All you can do is what? When you look forward, you realize that there are great opportunities before you, and that is a place for champions. And that is what this year is all about. This year is all about looking ahead of you, seeing what is before you, and setting your goals right and pursuing it tenaciously. And we need to note that this is a new year. It's a new goal, with a new vision, with a new dream, with a new aspiration, new knowledge. Now you need to understand that everything about this year, it's new. All you need to do is that think about the things that you want to achieve for this year. And when you think about those things that you want to achieve this year, then you spring into action. Be disciplined about it. You know, most of the time, why we fail in achieving what we have set for ourselves to achieve is because we are not disciplined in carrying out the actions that will bring about the said result that we want out of the thing that we have set for ourselves, out of that goal, the dream that we have set for ourselves. Therefore, this is a time for us to be serious about whatever thing that we are doing. Now, no time is too late for you to achieve what you want to achieve. And that's why this is a question we all need to answer within ourselves. If you were to be given an opportunity to live your life all over again, what are those things that you would do differently? What are those habits that you will imbibe? What are those values that you want to inculcate in you? And what are those knowledge that you would like to acquire? What are the friends that you would like to keep? Now, these are the questions we all need to ask ourselves. If you only have a few days or a month or few weeks for you to live, what are the places that you will go to? These are all questions that if you were to be given an opportunity to relive your life again, and what are those things that you do differently? What are those actions that you will carry out? What are those things that you do? You need to understand that It is never too late to achieve anything that you want to achieve. And that's why we need to note that no matter whatever condition that you're in right now, no matter the age right now, you need to note that there's still untapped beauties, there's still untapped opportunity, there's still untapped goals inside of you that you can still want to bring out. And there's no time that is too late. You might not have achieved all that you've set within yourself to achieve last year. Now, that's why you need to understand that last year is a cancel check. There is nothing that you can do about it to bring it forward back into the to bring everything back. Now, you need to understand that all you need to do is for us, all we need to do is to look ahead, because the things ahead of us is greater than the things that is behind us. And a great man of God always make the statement, and he always makes the statement. He says that he has never had a better last year. He has never had a better yesterday. All he always have is a better tomorrow, a better today. Now, you need to note that those who sit down and talk about the past and talk about the good old days, you should know that they are not heading anywhere. So your yesterday cannot be greater than today. All you need to do is that yesterday you made some mistakes. Last year you made some mistakes. There are some things that we did not do right. There are some things that we ought to have done differently. This year is a new opportunity. It's a new season for you to do those things right. And for you to look ahead and be optimistic, you need to understand that there are certain people in your life that you have to deal with. And these people are the people that are called the crows in your life. You need to understand that the people who call the crows in your life, these are people who are there to peck on you and to distract you from focusing and achieving that dream, from focusing and achieving your aim, your purpose, and to distract you from getting to the heights that you want in life. Now, I need to understand that in the game of life, these people will always exist. But the difference is, how do you treat these people? How do you go about dealing with them in order for you to stand out and not allowing them to be a distraction to you? Now, that's why we need to understand that we need to take a leaf from the eagle. The eagle is a bird that is a bird that no other bird dares to peck on except the crow. And the crow flies on the back of the eagle and it pecks on the neck. It bites the neck. What does the eagle do? It doesn't respond to it. All the eagle does is stretch out its wings and fly to a height where it becomes difficult for the crow to breathe because of lack of a lesser oxygen. And what does the crow do? It just flies off. And this is just the way to treat every of the crows in your life. You need to note that these crows, check within, they have been the one distracting a lot of people, individuals, distracting us from achieving our aims. Now, deal with these crows. You don't have to talk back at them. All you need to do is to raise your standard. Raise your standard of knowledge, raise your standard of values, raise your standard, raise your goals, raise your values, imbibe more knowledge, and also raise the standard of your financial status. You need to understand that by the time you do all this, it becomes very difficult for these crows in your life to strive, and it becomes very difficult for them to coexist with you. So you understand that you don't need to say a word to these crows. All they just need to do is that they just back off and they leave you. Then you continue on the journey of life, on that journey of success. Just like I said earlier, there's still untapped gold inside of you. There's still untapped gold inside each and every one of us. There's so much beauty inside of us. There's so much dreams that have not been achieved. And you need to understand that this is the season, this is the time, this is the year to achieve all those things that we have set within ourselves to achieve. And you need to understand that the beginning of a thing is just like magic. A great man once says that it's not the new year. It's not all about the new year, but it's all about the things that we have set within those year, and we are tenacious about it and diligent to pursue those things and to bring them to realization, and for us to achieve that goal that we want in life. You know, most of the time when I just look at it that I'm still little, I'm not where I ought to be. You know, a great man once said something, that smallness is only what but a stage. You don't need to allow your small nature or whatever thing that you have not been able to achieve last year to hold you back. Smallness is always a stage. Everyone, both the great, those ones, people who are great in the world today, they started somewhere. Now you're starting this year, it might not be as big as you have dreamt it to be. Probably you were thinking that by 2021 there's a certain place you ought to be, so you start from there. Probably there might be a setback. You don't need to worry about all those. All you need to do, all we all need to do, is to look ahead, because that which is ahead of you is greater, with your God in place, because I so much believe in God, and I know with God all things are possible. Is there anything too hard for God to do? Now all we need to do is to go back to our drawing table and to go back to those dreams. Every day your dreams are renewable. You can renew your dreams, you can renew your goals, and when you renew them, you're able to get to a certain heights in life. Setbacks, when we look at the things that happened last year, when we look at the year 2020, when I look at it, that there's a lot of setbacks. There are a lot of things that we ought to achieve, that we were not able to achieve them. But we need to understand the fact that despite the fact that we have not been able to achieve all those things, God's plan for you, God has a greater plan for you. God has a place where He's taking you. Why the pandemic came last year, there's a reason for it. And why you've not achieved that goal, that dream, there's a reason for it. We need to understand that all we need to do is to peep into it. And that's why when you see the way the car is being built, you have the windscreen and you have the side mirror, you have the rear view mirror. You need to understand that the rear view mirror only helps you to peep into, to see what is happening behind you, but it's not where you're going to. Your whole world, look forward. That's why the windscreen is wider than every other, to show you that which is ahead of you is greater than that which is behind you. Your last year is only for you to peep into it. See the mistakes that you made last year. What are the mistakes that I made last year? What are those things that I ought to correct? And what are those things that I ought to do right? You look into it and you pick from those things and you march forward ahead. And that's the only way that you can see that this year will be a better year. But when you come into this year, you're looking very confused and you're still looking at the things that happened to you last year, that happened to each and every one of us last year. You realize that this year might even be worse than what happened to you last year. So we need to note that which is ahead of you. That's why I said that look ahead and be optimistic. When you're optimistic, it shows in everything around you, everything about you, even your health. You realize that you become healthy, because look at the life of a pessimist. A pessimist is always worried about everything. Even when a little thing happen about when the goal is not being achieved, he gets worried and he puts it in every other areas of his or her life. And before you understand it, the individual becomes so worried, and that thing affects your heart, it affects your health, it affects your mental state, and before you know it, a lot of people go into depression. That's why you see a lot of people suffering so much. You see a lot of people going into depression, not because of anything, but because of the fact that look ahead in life and be pessimistic and be optimistic about it. That which is ahead of you is greater than that which is behind you. You can achieve all that you're set for yourself to achieve. All you need is to believe in yourself. That's why they say that even if the whole world believe in you and you don't believe in yourself, you rarely go nowhere. Now you need to understand that looking forward and being optimistic entails, one, believing in yourself. It entails, two, being committed. It entails, number three, is action. Number four is for you to be what? Focus about the things that you've set for yourself to achieve. And number one that I said, that you need to believe. And that's why they said that a strong belief in yourself can rewrite your destiny. When you have a strong belief in yourself, you have a strong belief in your ability, even when no one believes in you and you believe in yourself, that goal that seems impossible, that goal, that dream that seems impossible to achieve, you realize that you will be able to achieve it. That's what belief can do. Now you need to understand, that's why they say when there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. If you don't believe, if you don't believe in yourself, even if the whole world believes in you, you can seldom achieve anything in life. So belief is very important in everything that you do. In order for you to look forward, first of all, you need to believe in yourself. An optimist always believe in himself, always have that great belief in himself. And what the difference between that an optimist and a pessimist is belief. An optimist believes so much in himself, and a pessimist lack belief in himself. Now, number two is that you have to commit. Commitment is the key word. There is nothing. There's a time I was back last year, I treated the topic commitment. You need to understand that commitment is very crucial to achieving anything in life. Looking forward, being optimistic about your future, and being optimistic about your future entails you committing to that goal. It's a one thing to say that this is what I want to achieve this year. This year has a whole lot in stock for each and every one of us. If only you believe and commit yourself into that thing that you believe in, you realize that you will achieve success. Now, the next thing you need to understand that we also need to input action. When you commit to a thing, that be activity oriented about a thing. Every day, input something about that. Put in effort. Do something towards your goal. You know why we don't achieve our goals? Because daily we don't do anything towards it. If a day passes you by and you don't do anything towards your goal, know that you're gradually killing that dream, and subsequently you will truncate it, and you realize that at the end of it all, you will not achieve your goal. You will only end up in regret and living a life of confusion, living a life of, before you know it, bitterness sets in. When you see your equal doing better than you, or your friend doing better than you realize that you have this resentment for that friend. Imagine that you're in the office. It's all, you find it everywhere, in every field of endeavor, in career. But when you're in the office, you find out that some people resent the others, those who are doing better than the others. They resent them because they feel that, oh, what does he have that I don't have? Why is he even doing better than I am doing? Go and check within yourself. There's something that person is doing. There's an action that person is taking every day towards achieving that which you are not. And this is what we ought to be doing on a daily basis, inputting into our knowledge. Therefore, we need to understand that action is very important for us to look forward ahead in life, be optimistic, and to achieve that thing that you have set within ourselves to achieve. And the next one we need to understand is that the fourth factor is for us to be focus. And in life, that's why it said that focus is following one course until success. And there's, most of the time along the road, we distract ourselves with so many things. So many things comes to mind. And then that's why they say that you can't be a jack of all trade. You realize that you become a master of none. What are you willing to be a master of? You need to focus on that thing and to achieve, so that when they're calling authorities in that area, you will be reckoned with. People they will call your name. Don't just be everywhere and be nowhere. And most of the time, we were just everywhere, but we don't have a particular thing that we want to achieve. What is that thing? You want to be an artist? Then follow it with all tenacity. Follow it and give it all it takes, because it takes a whole lot to stand out, no matter the field, wherever you find yourself, no matter whatever thing that you're doing. It takes a whole lot. It takes extra effort for you to stand out. When you realize those who they have called that broke the record in the world, they didn't just break that record just sitting down doing nothing or doing what the ordinary person would do. They said at the top is empty, it's not crowded. But when you come downwards, it's always what's crowded. People are needed at the top. Why not be the one? Why not be the one at the top? This is when you focus on a thing, it helps you to see the loopholes and to see the mistakes that you have made previously on that particular thing that you're focusing on, in order for you to make it better. But when you're here, you're there, you're here, you're just everywhere, you might not really input so much in all, and you realize that you just be an average person, except that's the person you want to be. Then this is not for you. But if you know you don't want to be an average person, then you need to note that you have to focus in everything you do. And I just want to make us understand that in the game of life, there are three sets of people, and you need to determine who are you in the game of life. Who are you? This is a question we all need to answer within ourselves. Now, are you a spectator in life, or are you a commentator in life, or you are a player in life? Who are you? And when you find in the field, football field, you find that the spectators, they are the crowd that you see there. They are more than every other person in the field. And what do? Either they cheer you or they boo you. These are the things they do, and that's the only thing they do. After that, they go home. No recognition. You can easily be lost in the crowd, and as a spectator, you can be lost there. Now, that's the same thing in the game of life. When you come to life, there are people who just live their life just like that. They follow the crowd. Now, they follow what is obtainable. They follow what is acceptable. They just follow the crowd. Wherever the crowd leads, I go there. But you need to understand that that's why you find that these people seldom achieve success, and they only remain in the background. Nobody knowing your name, no inputs, no impacts. Now, the next set of people we have in life are the commentators in life. Now, you ask yourself, do you want to be a commentator? Now, who are these commentators? These commentators are people, they are a little bit above the spectators, because they are not many, but they are still among the crowd. But they are a bit different, because what do? They discuss those in the field. They talk about the good thing, the bad thing, the thing that's happening around. And these are the people you find more in the world. People who discuss things, people who discuss people. And that's why they say great minds talk about ideas. Now, it's only mediocres that talk about people, and talk about average minds, talk about things. Then it's only that those are the lower level that talk about people. When you sit down to discuss about people, when you discuss about look at this person is this is that, and the world is this, you only look at the negative, then you see the negativity, and that's why you only where you are right now. Now you ask yourself, do you want to be a commentator in the game of life? And the next the third set of people, I call them the game changers. These are the players in life. And when you realize in the field, in a crowd that you might find over a 50,000 crowd, you only find 11 players on the field, and this whole 50,000 came to watch these 11 players. And these are the people that are called the game changers in the game of life. And these are the people who set standard for themselves, those who raise the bar for themselves, those who set goals, those who commit themselves and take out action into fulfilling that thing they want to achieve. And this is a new year, it's a new season. That's why I said that it has a whole lot in stock for us. Forget about the thing that happened last year. Forget about the things you were not able to achieve. Forget about that goal that you did not meet. Forget about that thing that's been torturing your mind right now. You need to understand that this year holds a lot in stock for each and every one of us. You need to understand that being a player does not just take the same thing it takes being a spectator. Anybody can be a spectator. At the same time, any other person can be a commentator also. But you need to understand that for you to be a player in the game of life, it takes a lot of effort for you to be a player in the game of life. Now, that's why you need to decide, who are you in the game of life? I chose to be a player. What about you? Who do you choose to be? Do you want to be a player? Just want to be irrelevant? You're an artist right now. Ask yourself, within your field, are you standing out? If you're not standing out, then check it right. There's something that you're not doing right. It's not all about, I believe that if you do what is right, if you put effort, if you work hard and you focus on that thing that you're doing, there's no way that you will not be noticed. There's no way, even within your little locale, fine, the world might not have known you, but within the sphere where you are you commanding influence? Do people know you? Do they really recognize your song? Is your song really impactful? Or is whatever it is that you're doing, are people really recognizing it? Are people really seeing it that, yes, this thing is really of impact, of really importance, and I can really, I want to associate with this person. This person deserves an award. An award is not just given to anybody, it's given to those who work hard. Muhammad Ali once said something. He said, I despise the days, every day that I train in the field, when I train before I come in the battlefield. You need to understand, to the ring. You need to understand that it takes a lot of effort to train. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of determination for you to get what you want. And when you see those players will celebrate them, oh, the golden bull, he scored a hat trick, he did this, he did all that. He didn't just take that day to do that. He has worked over the years preparing for that one day. Now, to show you that your success coming one day, it takes over the years preparation for you to get that. And how prepared are you to get that thing that you want to achieve? This is a year for you to get all those, but get yourself prepared and walk yourself towards achieving those things. There is nothing impossible for you to achieve. Whatever a man once said something, that whatever I set my mind to something, I achieve that thing. The same goes for each and every one of us. If you set your mind to a thing, you will surely achieve it. And with your God in place, there is nothing God cannot do. I so much believe in God because He's the ultimate, He's the reason for our very existence. And the Bible itself will always say something that seeth a man that is diligent in his ways. The key word is what? Diligence. He will stand before kings and not mere mortals. Are you diligent in what you're doing? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Don't just grumble. Don't just say things are not working. If things are not working, this is a year for a new this is a year with a new opportunity for you to go back to the drawing table and look at the things that you're not doing right, that is not helping you to look forward. What are those things that is dragging you forward? Are you being rejected, or you have suffered failure? A lot of people have also suffered that. Greatness cannot be associated. You can never be great if you have not suffered a setback. It's all is a constant thing. It shows when you suffer when the um you are not that is not right, that you are doing, that is causing you to make that mistake, then you correct those things. And this is the only way that you can move ahead in life. This is the only way we can realize that this is a beautiful year. Don't bring what happened last year into this year. It has nothing to do with it. It's gone with its problems, it's gone with its worries, it's gone with whatever thing that it brought with it. And this is a new season. This is a new year for you and I to achieve great things in life. This is a new season to fly to any heights that you want in life. All you need to do is for you to believe. A songwriter wrote a song. He said, there can be miracles when you believe. There can always be miracle. Everything. And like when you look at the Bible, are you a Bible scholar? Are you a Christian? Or what? If you are a Christian, look at the Bible critically. You understand that every miracle that have taken place in the Bible has something to do with belief. When there's unbelief, you realize that you remain at that spot for a long time. Now check your belief system. One, just like I said earlier, check the level of your commitment. Two, and check the action that you're putting into what you're doing right now. And the fourth one is that check your focus. How focused are you? Are you focusing on those things that will help you to move forward ahead in life? Now we need to understand that this is a season to look forward, and it's a season for you to be able to be optimistic. There's great things in stock for this year. So don't just allow it pass us by. The only way we can not allow the things pass us by is for us to be what? Believe in yourself, commit to it, input action, and be focused about it, and realize that all those dreams that we want, all those things that we want to achieve, all those things that we set to ourselves that we want to achieve, we will always achieve those things. Therefore, look forward and be optimistic. This is a year for each and every one of us. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Mercy Ukonu, all the way from Brainbot series in Nigeria, somewhere in Lagos. We are so happy to have you here live at this frequency at Kingdom Radio 94.9. I think this year is good that you start with these powerful keys and the information that you want to give to the people. Those of you that are watching, we would like you to share share this broadcast so that we are going to use it to bless somebody this year. But before we allow Mercy Ukonu to go, I think I would like her to maybe those of you that are just joining us right now, I would like her to give us some of the stuffs that we are going to carry along with us this year. As you said, that we must look forward, we must focus on where we are going. What are we supposed to carry along with? It's just like somebody who's planning to travel. You know, before you are planning to travel, you must prepare your bag. You must make sure your ticket is being booked. You must also check if you have nobody to receive you, the hotel that you are going to stay. So now, what are we supposed to carry in our portfolio for this year, 2021, to enable us forge ahead, not to look backwards? What has happened 2020? Thank you so much.
Okay, looking at what, just like I already said that in the course of the talk in the course of my teaching, we need to understand, just like the topic said, that to look ahead and be optimistic. I said something that last year is a cancel check, and when a check is canceled, there's nothing you can do about it. Tomorrow, which is this year, is a promissory note, and today, right now, is all that we have. Now we need to live it wisely and spend it wisely. And how can you spend that wisely? You know, most of the time, that what drags us back is looking backward. And if we look at the case in the Bible, what affected Lot's wife to turn into a pillar of salt was when she tried to look back. Now, all these things gets to show us that the things that is behind you doesn't matter. What matters more is what is before you, what is ahead of you, what you need to focus on. Now, I'm not saying that your past doesn't make who you are, but it doesn't define you. And all you need to do is that peep into the mistakes so that you correct them this season and don't dwell on those mistakes, because they are not part of you. So for you to go through this season, we need to, just I mentioned 4 keys. I say you need to believe in yourself. A great belief in oneself can rewrite destiny. When you lack belief, you cannot achieve anything. And that is just the truth. If you lack belief in anything you do, we believe in God. That is why we believe everything He's saying, what the Bible says, and that's why it's coming to pass in our lives. If you don't believe, there's no way those things will have effect in your life. The same thing that if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your dreams, you don't believe in your goals, and you're always shaking, I'm not sure. Am I going to achieve this thing? Is it not too big? Can I do that? Am I good enough? If all those doubts exist, there's no way you can achieve those things. If you're bringing those baggage from last year, that lack of belief from last year into this year, you cannot achieve anything this season. Now, the next one you need to understand, you need to commit to whatever thing that you're doing. This commitment is very important. There's no way you can get through life, you can achieve any success if you don't commit to it, because commitment is a key word. So if you don't commit to whatever you're doing, you can never get the results that you want out of that thing. And number 3 factor is that you need to input action. And action is said to be what? A doing word. You cannot say that you want to achieve success, and every day you are not activity oriented. You're not inputting into that thing that you want to achieve. You're not taking out action into bringing it to reality, and you're only talking about, they said talk is cheap, and to writing down a goal, a dream is very easy. I can pick up my pen and write and fill up the whole book with what I want to achieve, but that's not a problem. Where the problem lies is in the action. Am I really putting in action to carry out those things that I've written down? And then the 4th one I mentioned is what? Focus. Because what always affects our dreams is what? Lack of focus. When we don't focus on the things that we want to achieve, you have set yourself that you want to achieve something. Why distract yourself with something else? And in the process of distraction, you lose your goals. You lose those things that you want to achieve. That's why they said that don't let the lions eat you. Don't allow the lions to eat you along the roads. And the lions are what? The distractions along the road of your success. So the things that we need to carry out into this year is that have your goal in place. Number 1, when you have the goal in place, believe in it. And when you believe in it, commit to it. When you commit to it, you put action into it. When you put put action and you focus on it. And when you focus on it, you realize that those things that seem impossible, you might not have achieved it all last year. Last year has so many worries, has so many things. I met a lot of people that said that, oh my God, 2020 is the worst year of their lives and all that. And in fact, a lot of people complained about it. But still, you need to understand that 2020 was the best for some people. New goals were born, new giants were raised, new dreams. People launched out. People who were unable to do things. You know, they said during the turbulence time, when during the fall or during economic meltdown, that's when you realize that giants are being raised. But there are so many opportunities that are bound. That's why I tell people that to achieve something in life, when you want to achieve success, you need to identify a need. And how do you identify that need? There will always be a problem. And you realize that when there's a problem, just like they were last year, that is when you realize that there's a need that particular life. And a lot of people identified that problem and met with the need of it, and they made exploits. You know, you need to understand that we need to focus on what we are doing and identify the problem around you and solve the problem. You realize that the success that you're looking for is not far-fetched.
My God, woman of God, you are too much. Thank you so much for those keys of believing, and the key of commitment, and the other key is focus, right? And what is the third key? The other fourth key?
Take action.
Action. Yeah, focus. But woman of God, what about prayer? Is prayer not necessary this year for us to move ahead?
It's very necessary. Yes, sir. Yeah. It is necessary. Just like I said earlier, that I'm someone that I believe so much in God. There's nothing you do outside God. There's nothing at all you do outside God. So we need to understand that everything you're doing, that's human effort. But you need to do what you need to do, and God will bless the work of your hand. The next thing, what we need to do, that in everything that we do, prayer is very important, because you cannot erode the place of prayer. In the course of my teaching, I made mention of something, that without God, that we are nothing. That there's nothing you can do outside God. So if if you want to believe so much in yourself that, okay, it's all about me, you need to believe in yourself, but to note that it is God that will give the increase. But if all those are in place, and prayer to your God, pray to God that, Father, this is, commit them all. There are things that you write down. These are the things that I want to achieve. This is my goal. So commit it before God. And Father, Lord, this is it. What is your will for it? I should go ahead. You go ahead with whatever thing that you have in store, and God will already bless you. And there's no way. Most of the time, why a lot of Christians, what affect us in achieving what we ought to achieve is the fact that we say that, I'm praying about it. I'm still praying about it. You see a lot of people, they spend a whole year, they're still praying about one particular thing, and the answer is, you're only deceiving. The truth is that you're only deceiving yourself. Let's face the reality. Let's not use that as a cover up, and that thing has been affecting a lot of Christians. You spend so much time, you're still praying about something. God has already heard you long time ago, but you're only using your laziness to cover up with prayer. You're using prayer to cover up for your laziness, not being able to take out action, and you're sitting in the place that I'm praying about it. You will realize that you sit down there, not because God is deaf, but because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're sitting in the place and you're saying that I'm praying. You can't. Yes, you pray, but you need to input action. There are certain things you need to do. God will not come down from heaven to do it for us. So as Christians, we need to get it right. Yes, prayer is very good. Pray. God has already blessed. He said, I will bless the work of your hands. That is the word of the Lord. Therefore, let's not use that as an excuse, because I know a lot of people that thing has affected, and you see them for 6 months. I said, no, the God has not given me. I'm still praying about it. What are you praying? Now, to show you that is a function of being lazy. You're not doing what you're supposed to. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do. And that's why you're covering up with prayers. You need to pray. Prayer is very important, and God will bless the work of our hands. But don't use that as an excuse not to do what you were supposed to do, and you miss out. And at the end of it all, we still go back to blame God, that God did not answer our prayers when He has already heard you.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. Messi Ukonu, we appreciate your time with us at Kingdom Radio, and we are always blessed. We are always blessed when you are here at this frequency of 904. And I know that our people here in Sweden, our youths, our people who have started this year, who haven't received, those your key that we need to believe, we need to commit, and we also need to work in action, and we need to focus. We need to repeat. I think we are going to repeat this, your message again, so that it is going to digest in their mind, so that they will run with their vision to make sure in December 2021 they are going to celebrate with a success and victory. Thank you so much, Monsieur Ukonu.
Thank you so
we look
much,
forward
sir.
again to receive you again in 2 weeks' time. May God bless you. I extend my greetings to the people.